You can't grow the economy, Mr. President. You don't have that power under a neoliberal economy. And a neoliberal economy for us Africans become a neo-colonial economy. Because once you liberalize your economy, you know it yourself, you will reduce tariffs, you are going to deregulate, you are going to rely on Forex, which is why you are going to tell us about attracting foreign direct investment. When you do those things, you are going to shut down your local industries in favor of external ones. You are going to face unemployment. Let's look at the textile industry. It's the industry that we're teenagers in the 80s. That's what supported us. Our mothers worked in factories and firms. From Bramfontein all the way to Doornfontein, past Johannesburg, GP, those were textile industries. From Cape Town all the way to Mowbray, all these areas are ghost towns because after 94, the first decade of 94, when we neoliberalized, we lost at least 150,000 jobs in the textile industry because we lowered tariffs from around 30% to 2 point something. How did we do that when we knew that's the backbone, especially for women in this country? Now, I want to give you two 36-year-olds. One is now 38, Thomas Sankara and Captain Traore. If you really want us to affirm this budget with the proviso that it will grow the economy, throw off the yoke of neoliberalism. Put South Africans first in terms of the economy. Sankara has a phrase. He says, we choose between champagne for all and water for few, or champagne for few and water for all. I had to ask the young people in my party. Clearly, the ace of spades has been flowing in high echelons in this country because we can't provide water for all. And even the water we provide has no quality. It breaks your heart to go to a municipal level, and you see how drinking water is mixing with sewage. And we don't even have a plan to clean that water. We've done the worst under your 2 terms, actually. Even this bottled water is scary for me because the South African Bureau of Standards role has been shrinking and shrinking. We don't know how much plastic we are drinking in this water. So you moved us from water that was deemed the best in 94. Tourists who came here said, South Africans, why drink bottled water? You have the best water, it is clean. We are now reliant on bottled water, which is not even properly checked if it is up to standard in terms of the plastic that's melting into the water. Now, look at infrastructure. And there's nothing you can do about it, really. You can give us lofty promises. I don't know if we should even call it infrastructure. We've become a country of potholes. In big cities like Johannesburg and Pretoria, so how does the rural area look? If that's how it looks there. Unemployment, I'm only looking at one category of young people, 24 to 34. It's sitting at 40%. And then you are telling us you're going to grow the economy. How? Because though we are reliant on borrowing and we are reliant on foreign direct investment, when they come here to invest, they give you conditions that suit them, that do not suit us, which is why we have such a high rising unemployment of young people. So how will you grow this economy? Another quotation that I like by Sankara still. Sankara says Africa is not developing because Africans are not mad enough. Well, I'm looking at you. I don't think we are mad enough to deliver the growth of this economy. Your 2 terms have not assured me that you will, because you refuse to decouple yourself from neoliberalism. You still want to believe in macroeconomics. Like we are told now that the GDP is growing, actually amongst its highest. We are told inflation is steady, actually amongst its lowest. See, the dilemma of a macroeconomic economy, which is a neoliberal economy, is that it works for multinational corporations, not for the poor. Because despite that GDP and that inflation, the cost of living is high and it's escalating. Lord, in your tenure, Mr. President, you have managed to do the impossible. You shut down Vilakazi Street. It's a ghost town. Township economy is at a grinding halt. People don't have money. So these small and medium businesses are dying at the expense of transnational cooperations. How are you going to grow the economy when you are championing a neoliberal agenda? The two don't mix. Look at the fiscal policy that we champion. Sure, see the contradictions. That's the law of neoliberalism. It is riddled with contradictions for the poor. We are told that our personal income tax system is one of the most progressive ones in the world. But it relies on regressive taxation. Regressive taxation are taxes that continue to tax the poor more while the rich are getting richer. Like VAT, like fuel levy, taxing alcohol, taxing cigarettes. The people are so poor, you're punishing them for the little comfort they're trying to get. Taxing sugar, while multinationals are doing what? Tax evasion. They are transferring their profits abroad without us taxing them adequately. They are price misinvoicing. We are not building the SARS structure that taxes corporates adequately. We are focusing on building the SARS structure that's taxing individuals. So to work in South Africa is a crime because you bear the brunt of taxation. We lose annually, Mr. President, from illicit financial flows. This loose corporate tax system we are running, an estimate of at least 100 billion rands. And that's in the cigarette industry. Only, I'm not talking the other areas. Imagine if we halved that, how much difference it would make in the tax brackets of ordinary people. We will lower taxation. You want MK to confirm this budget? Talk to us about lowering taxation of individuals. Talk to us about lowering personal income tax and taxing multinationals. Then we shall stand here and say, oh, the African in the African National Congress is alive. It has come back. So we'll support you. At the moment you are running a national congress, the African is dead. So we can't support this because we are standing for Africans. And then you tell us you are going to dismantle criminal syndicates. How? The criminal syndicates are in your house. How are you going to dismantle them? They are in your living room. How will you dismantle them? They are under the sofa. They are in the constitutional and the legal system. They are in the municipalities. They're in the police. I mean, in the defense force, whole caches of arms go missing. How are we running a defense force where people can just break in and steal weapons?
Order, honorable member.
How are we going to do
Honorable
that? So,
Chabalala.
for us,
Can you just take your seat? There's a member who wants to raise a point of order. Order. Honorable Chabalala, there's a seat here.
it's on the other side.
Okay, we will provide for the other seat. Honorable Nyai.
Honorable Speaker, I rise on Rule 85. The honorable member casts expression that in the House of the President there are criminal syndicates.
Honorable member, thank you very much. I've noted your point of order, but my understanding, and that can be checked, is that the you was in reference not to an individual, but generally. Honorable member, you can continue.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You know, these interruptions do not actually tamper with my trail of thought because it's not me speaking, it's ancestors. So let's continue. Mr. President, if you really want us as MK Party to support this budget, Africanize it. Get in touch with your Afrocentric side. I know you lost it long ago, but it's not a lost cause. You can still get it back. Gwaza Mkondo Gwaza. Gwaza Mkondo Gwaza. Vote MK Party, vote. Vote MK Party, vote. Amandla Progressive Alliance, Amandla. Amandla.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Leader of the Democratic